What's up, YouTube? This is Crump with Sir Crumpler Gaming. This is going to be my first video of this series called Investigating with Crump, where we look into a lot of like indie gems, Kickstarters, video games that I'm interested in, maybe some old school ones, just kind of things that are under the radar that maybe aren't getting too much traction. And I just kind of want to give a shot, talk about what I see, and kind of give my own opinions. Now, we're going to start today with a game that I only found out about, I think it was like 1 or 2 weeks ago, something like that. Probably about 10 days ago or so as of the recording of this, which is March 29th, 2025, is a game called Monsterpatch. Whoops. Monsterpatch. All right, well, we won't do that. Monsterpatch, a cozy monster collecting RPG, a love letter to retro monster collecting games that blend unique farming and town building mechanics. Very interesting. We got a video right here, which we're going to check out here in just a second. But as we can see already, it looks very much reminiscent of quite a few old school Game Boy games, which I really like the aesthetic of. We got a very strong Pokemon vibe out of it. And as well, the name, as it implies, is very close in genre to Stardew Valley, Harvest Moon, all of those kind of games. But let's take a look. Let's watch this video real quick, and then after that, we will continue scrolling down and checking out what's on the page. All right, all right. So that is their intro trailer. We'll go check out maybe some more stuff on YouTube after this. I got a little bit more to look up, but as we can see, it's got very, very strong Pokemon vibes, especially Gen 1, Gen 2 era. You also have a lot of world creation, which it was strongly showing throughout the video, where you can lay grass patches, fences, move your house around, move different objects and decorations around. Stuff like that looks really cool. As well, we saw the battles are up to 4 of the MoNs. Very interesting. Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's check out the campaign, check out kind of what's going on. So it's made by a guy named Sean Young. He's apparently made 6 other games. We'll get into that later. He's also backed 24 projects himself. Let's see. I'm Sean. I'll be in the game industry for over 10 years. In 2012, I found my own indie game studio called Smash Games. Since then, I've launched 6 titles on Steam and brought 2 of them to Nintendo Switch. I love making games and hope you like playing them. So, we can just take a quick look at his games. A lot of them super overfunded. And of course, going back in time, not as much, right? Starting small, slowly growing more and more. Apparently, a lot of people really like this Littlewood game. We'll take a look at some of these Reddit threads I got here in just a little bit. But people really like these 3 games, which look really good. And this one honestly looks really close to Pokemon in a couple different ways too, am I right? At least it's got that like Game Boy aesthetic, which I really like. I've been playing ROM hacks recently of Pokemon Liquid Crystal. Gonna be playing more. Go check those videos out if you want to. But let's get back to the actual page itself. My bad for going one too far back. We'll scroll down to story right here. A grand adventure, a calm retreat. Explore a floating continent teeming with magic creatures known as MoNs. These creatures love battling alongside the wizards that catch you and care for them. So you're known as a wizard in this game, which I find very interesting. There's a little bit of magic and stuff like that throughout the game. You could kind of see it in the trailer, and we'll check it out in some other YouTube videos probably in just a bit. You can catch the magical mons, learn spells, and teach them, and battle other wizards across the continent. Unsure about multiplayer stuff at the moment. We'll get into that later. An epic adventure unfolds. As you explore each route and city, return to your town at any time to plant some crops, harvest some fruit, or relax with your mons you've caught. So you're able to put your mons out in the world, you're making your own little town, you're growing stuff, you're building, which I really like, kind of similar in a way to Power World, great example of a game where the Pokemon formula really could use a little bit of that survival aspect where you're able to grow your own stuff, build your own base. And of course, the Pokemon games have touched on that in their own unique ways. Gen 3, especially, very well known for the secret bases. Loved that, wish we would have gotten more of it. We also got the Underground in Gen 4, also very good. Loved the Underground. So we've had some small little bits and pieces of things like that, but never anything too concrete. I guess in Sword and Shield, and I never played it, probably Scarlet Violet, but I can at least speak to Sword and Shield. You also had the camp mechanic, but let's be honest, nobody really used it. It was pretty useless. Let's see, let's scroll down a little bit. So it got funded in 16 minutes just a few days ago, where we're actually already at the player customizations times two, right? I believe it's like 127,000. Let's go look. Yep, 127,000. So we got the player customization, and last but not least, there's a Mon museum, and there could be more potentially as well as the backing continues to go up. So let's talk about the Mons themselves. There's 9, quote, houses, as they call them, which are basically the types. Each house rules over a city, which means that there's going to be 9 cities with probably 9 different gyms, or arc wizards, as they're calling it. Players will travel from city to city, battling wizards and arc wizards along the way. So very similar in style to the Pokemon of Gen 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Or really, I should just say 2D Pokemon of walking around like that. We got Fireborn, speaks for itself. Atlantean, water. Overgrowth, grass. Whimsical. I believe this is electric more than likely, as it kind of looks. But it could just be kind of like a crazy type, who knows? House Nightwatch, the ghosts. Brawler, fighting. Dragoon, dragon, speaks for itself. Mystic, psychic. Ironclad, steel. They can have up to 2 types, just like in Pokemon. Very cool. And they can also have up to 4 abilities, as we saw in the trailer. There are 6 to choose from at the start, and you get to pick 2, which is very cool. I like that. Personally, I'm kind of leaning towards Gojiru and Demi Demon. I like these a lot, but I also really like Paki and Axe a lot, quite a bit as well. You also get final evolutions and unique abilities. The classic, right, for a monster capture game. You get a spell book. As a wizard, you will learn many spells during your adventure. These spells are stored in your spell book and can affect nearby objects, mons, and the environment around you. Very cool. We can see a little example of it right here, right? You can chop trees, you can mine rocks, and you can hatch your egg, all with your wand as you walk around. You can upgrade the spells. And here are some explicit examples of the spells. Catch, chop, mine, harvest, hook, craft, blend, and more. A few more Pokemon, or I'm sorry, Mons, as we should say. But always how it goes, right? I feel like even people who play Power World still call them Pokemon. Just kind of like you don't call tissue paper Kleenex. We all just call it, hey, can you hand me the Kleenex kind of thing. Customize your town with your design. As you can see, you can lay out different spots to grow your berries, unlock different blueprints, move your house around, move decor around. Every object in the game can be moved. Here's some examples of the decor. Recruit some townsfolk to chill around and fight them, which is cool. Fast-paced battle system, as we see. Also saw a little bit in the video. You can have up to 4 all fighting each other. I think that's very interesting. It brings a different dynamic to the game. You can grind in the wild. I really like that. It's going to look like it's calling back to how you level Gen 1 through 4 before the experience share, which I personally enjoy. I like the grind, as long as it feels good to grind. Sometimes it feels bad, but if it's good, it's fun. You can customize all the stats and all that stuff, probably equivalent to IVs and EVs. Here's an example of the Pokedex, just kind of cycling through a different few of them. There's 2 different versions to choose from, all within the one game, which I think is cool. And you're actually able to make multiple save files, which is really cool. Here in the trade MoNs and interact with your other save files. Through trading version-exclusive MoNs, items, and town decorations, players will be able to 100% their save files in either version. There will also be unique game mechanics that utilize characters from different saves, like battling your characters from past playthroughs. So there must be some form of new game plus mechanic in here, which I really, really like. And then we get into kind of, hey, some of the stuff you get for doing the higher tiers of donation and whatnot, of backing the project. For True Patch Collector, you can get Pokemon card, you can get cards from the card collection. You get a Wizard Academy ticket where you basically turn yourself and 4 of the MoNs into an NPC that people can battle. So I'm very curious the extent of what this Wizard Academy is going to be. Is this going to be true multiplayer? Is it going to be kind of like snapshot multiplayer, as I would call it, where kind of like in a sense of Dark Souls, you can leave a message, or in this case, you upload a version of yourself to the Wizard Academy and you're a random selection for people to fight against? That's pretty cool. Ultimate box, some collector stuff of different trading cards and memorabilia. You get some pins, you get a cool decorative collector box, yada yada. All the artists who are behind it, the risks, some more of the pins, all the classics. But let's look. It's looking pretty good, right? Let's look at the rewards just explicitly real quick, just to show it off. We got the digital collector's edition for $65. You get quite a bit. You get, I believe it's 2 Steam keys. You get 2 optional add-ons, so you can get 1 extra for another $20. But this digital collector's edition, you are credited as a wizard. You get the alpha and beta pass, you get the original soundtrack, you get an art book, you get the field guide, and you get a Steam key. The basic little backer for $20 where you get the key and you also get credited as a supporter in the credits. The alpha and beta access, which I personally am debating on, will give you the Steam key, alpha and beta access as well, and credited as a tester, which I think is really cool. Then you got your individual different boxes where you get all kinds of rewards, your collector's box, your field guide, art book, trading cards, 3 pins, your wizard ticket to become an NPC in the game, and all the other stuff from some of the other rewards. Same thing for the Aurora version. And then very lastly, we got the double box for $150. Or actually, there's technically one more, but it's already all gone. Is this $550 backing where you yourself, I guess these 5 people, get to create a line of 3 MoN. So that's pretty cool. Hope they all create some really cool MoNs. So that's pretty much the gist of the package, right? And kind of what's going on with the game itself. But I bet you're wondering, and I was too, hey, does this look legit? What's this guy's background? Do people like these games? Well, let's take a look. Let's look at some of the comments here. Some people completely support the package. Looks super cute and fun. I agree. However, I'm incredibly nervous. You know who is going to be lawsuit happy. Not going to lie. I think the same. But I think it is just different enough. And while, yeah, it's very inspired by Pokemon, it has a lot going for it that isn't Pokemon, which I like. Oh, that's the actual person himself saying, cool, we hit the goal. Not to be too negative, but a certain company is exceptionally litigious. Yep, a lot of people are worried about that, right? I could understand that. And I feel like that's going to be the current biggest detraction to this game's potential, is people worrying, especially on the heels of the Power World lawsuit in Japan, what's going to go? What's going to go on with this kind of game? Personally, I'm not too worried. I think it'll be okay. I think we're entering into an era where this is less and less of a thing. But that's pretty much the gist, right? That's where most people are at, is they're just worried about it. And just people expressing their desires for certain parts of the game. So that's all that on the actual Kickstarter page itself. Let's take a look at a couple of these Reddit threads that I found. Just some easy little things real quick. Monsterpatch, a game that looks like Pokemon Red and Blue, but also has a city building farm, just got funded in 16 minutes. Super sick. This is, I guess, goes to a news article. Let's see. Cool. Yeah, just a little news article about how quick it hit the backing goal. Kind of a little bit of information, just like I went over, about what the game is. You can back Monsterpatch on Kickstarter until the end of April, more or less, April 24th. And then let's take a look at the comments real quick. I had kind of decided to never back a video game again, but from this, it looks this is from the Littlewood developer, which a lot of people seem to really like. I don't know too much about that game, but I'm going to take a look myself as well after this. Maybe we'll do a little video on that as well, which is one of their favorite games. Might have to back it. Looks incredible. Seems like it's the same dev that made Littlewood. Again, mentioning that exact one game. Backed Moonlighter and had zero regrets, then backed Stone Shard. I'm not sure if those are from this guy. I didn't pay too much attention to that. Probably should have looked a little harder. I really hope it does. I didn't realize he was the Littlewood dev. So again, another person mentioning that game as a banger. That's really good. Love the colors. Same. I really like this Game Boy look. Wondering what year the game will be released. I hope it's is December 2025, they say, on the Kickstarter page. Let's hope that that is true. But with this kind of funding, you would think so. They're not a bot. Cool. Yep, just people, again, talking about the litigious threats from Nintendo and everything. Let's go over to this one. Monsterpatch Kickstarter's live. I believe this was a pretty short one. Wasn't expecting much, but decided to check it out anyway. Well, they're a backer now. Cool, cool. Following this game for a little while and thought I deserved to post in here. Monsterpatch is this the same guy, actually? I'm curious. Nope. Separate person. That's good. So they're just giving some information. Previously releases like Littlewood, Magicite, and Roguelands. Previously successful. Definitely old school Pokemon guys. Definitely will back this. So a lot of people are looking like they are. Here's a post by, I assume, himself. I finally finished all of my monster designs. So this is either that guy himself or one of the artists on the team. Let's take a look at these. This is looking really good, right? The fire starter, the water, the grass/dragon. I like that they did a grass dragon. That makes me very happy personally. The whatever it was called one, the ghost, all these looking good. A shark line, a kind of frog line again, rabbit. What the fuck is That's hilarious, man. A little kind of dinosaur one, a kind of like goblin line, another dinosaur. Ghost. Yeah, these are looking cool. This kind of reminds me of the Aron line. These two could use a little bit of differentiation. I'm not gonna lie. Those are my first two of all these that I feel like are a little too samey on 1 to 2. But otherwise, by the looks of it, these all look pretty good overall. Yeah, I like them. Oh, that's pretty cool. This like insectoid one on the ball. Kind of like red dinosaur again. I wonder what that's supposed to be. This reminds me of like a bomb. These are all pretty cool. Oh yeah, Lapras lineup. That's cool. Cool. I like these. It's for my game, Monsterpatch. Oh, nice. So cool. This guy, this is the actual Sean, whatever the heck his name was. It's Sean. Cool. So, yep, looking all good. I'm actually curious. Let's click on his account and take a look at some of his posts real quick. Posts. Let's just take a look at this. 2 days of experimenting. I'm finally happy with his water tiles. Those do look really good. That looks clean. So he's a RuneScape enjoyer. That's funny. He's got an aquarium. Cool. Trainer NPC sprites. Nice. Nice. So he's been working on this for quite a while. He's also a Pokemon Emerald enjoyer. Hell yeah. This was probably, oh, this is the old aesthetic he was going on the game. Look at that. So he's been working on it for at least a year. Baldur's Gate 3 enjoyer. Ooh, okay. So here's earlier designs with 162 of them. Okay, so a few of these have stayed. It looks like the order of them have kind of switched around over time. But we can see kind of the grass lineup. Here's that Lapras lineup. Here are the bug color palette change, though. This one was there, I believe. This, again, sameness. These two need to change so badly. Yeah, looking good though overall. I like this. Oh, so he's been working on this for like 5 years. That's nuts. So it went from this, which is more of a Pokemon Emerald style, to kind of his own kind of unique, I would say a kind of Kirby-esque style that feels very Kirby Dreamland. And slowly it's kind of morphed back into an Emerald-like style. And then went back to the drawing board to a Pokemon red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal kind of vibe. That's very cool. I like his progression. And then we got one more post, Steam coming soon, Pokemon retro game, green graphics, indie game, blah, blah, blah. Graphics seem similar to another game, Edge of Allegoria. I've never heard of that. Kind of like Octopath Traveler. Yep, I got that vibe as well. Yeah, so cool. Looking good. So that is, I believe, my first little bit of coverage on this game. What do you guys think? Like and comment down below. Maybe subscribe if you like this video and it pops up for you. Really hope you guys digged it. I am definitely going to be looking very hard into this game over the next coming weeks and months. I am very strongly going to be considering backing for the alpha and beta. I hope you guys catch some more videos of mine. I live stream on Twitch as well. I stream all kinds of games. At the moment, it's Vintage Story, a wonderful survival voxel game, very akin to Minecraft, but a lot more survival. We're also playing Pokemon Liquid Crystal right now as well. And we're going to be playing through all kinds of ROM hacks in the future. I have other plans to cover games like Ashes of Creation, all kinds of old retro games. I'm playing Unreal Tournament right now as well, the old 99 game. Been playing that. But hope you guys enjoy. Hope to see you on the next one. Have a wonderful day. Peace.